That's where you're
What is that?
How's that?
We are live. What do you know? How's everybody?
Life is good.
Life is good. Life is good.
I'm here.
It is called resurrection this way. If you were dead and now you're alive, yeah, you're right. How are you guys? Whoever is watching this, for those watching online live and on recording, we're live. We go ahead and talk. We're all here. We're all alive. It's like a wintry storm out there. The further north you go, the worse the snow is, I heard. I drove back from Idaho Falls last night and it was just all windy with no snow. But I have friends up in Layton that have a foot of snow at 8 this morning in their yard.
In Layton?
In Layton.
We're too rowdy.
They just shut the door. Wow. And he says, interest on our site, so I guess we can open it. So I want to welcome you all here. There really is a lot going on this week. I wanted to, here, Jane, you can, while I'm talking, you can pass some of these out. And I'll let you talk about it in just a second too. So for Limitless, there is a Limitless event tomorrow night, personal development event. It's at the Provo Convention Center. And it's at 6:30.
That's for women.
It's for women or husbands. That's something else. So
For those who want to support G.
That's right.
Jane, while they're talking about that, reading it, why don't you come talk about it real quick? Your keys to the Kingdom event.
Oh, okay.
Might as well. Feel free.
Okay, well, this is just really exciting because I'm growing up, and so.
Getting taller?
Yeah, I am, depending on the heels I put on for the day. No, it's really going to be an amazing event. It is an event celebrating women, but if you want to bring your knight in shining armor, you can do that as well if they want to participate and see what Keys to the Kingdom is all about. Kara Brandt and Marianne Denovelis are going to be singing. Joshua David, I don't know if you know who he is, but he's part of the Limitless tribe, and he's a very talented young man. And I knew that about him, and I knew that he did some dancing stuff, but I did not know when I asked him if he would do a dance or something for me. I did not know that he and his partner are the reigning national champion cabaret dancers.
Wow.
In all of America. So I had no idea, but that is going to be amazing. And then just today, I had another lady that sings beautifully that's going to be singing at the end, because I have my lineups already filled, but she's going to be singing at the end for us. And Chris is going to be speaking, and Webb is going to be speaking. Diana, and Jill Fagan, my partners, are coming all the way out from California to be there with us and to share some special messages with us. So
it's
please,
free.
Yeah, it's free.
That's amazing.
It's free. It's an amazing event, and just come and enjoy yourself. Take a break during the busy holiday season.
So when is it?
It's at the Provo Marriott Wednesday from 7 to 9.
Marriott downtown Provo.
Yeah.
There's two of them.
Wednesday day after
There's two.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Day
Okay,
after
so
tomorrow.
downtown Provo. I did
So
not
Provo
realize that.
Marriott.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Right next to the convention center.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So you'll feel right at home because it's so
'cause it's
close
right
to
there.
all of those
Okay.
things. So so it's just going to be really exciting. So come, and if you don't come, you can bring your wife, or send your wife, send your
I'd
friends.
like to.
I need to fill the room, make it
Want to
feel
be
great
there.
energy. So thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Awesome, that is awesome. So there, also, for those that are maybe watching online that want to come to this event, they're not streaming Keys to the Kingdom live, but they are going to be recording it. It's, for those watching that want to come to Provo, it's keystothequeendom.com is a website where you can go register. And for those of you here, it's on the flyer, at the bottom of the flyer, it says keystothequeendom.com. You don't need to register, but if you did, it would be helpful, or just show up. But they can help get a head count. And she's like my wife. I've been so impressed. She's like gotten a gift for whoever shows up gets a gift. I won't announce what the gift is. It's a super surprise, but it's kind of neat that she put some effort into this. And I just think it's neat that they're celebrating women. It's a great way to help women network and connect and create synergy and do good in the world at the same time. And they're going to kind of lay out their vision of what they're doing for this movement and why they call it Keys to the Queendom, which I think is kind of a cute name. And it was actually thought of and created by Diana Wentworth like 15, 20 years ago. And I
Wow.
think 15 years ago, she bought the domain keystothequeendom.com and has just been letting it sit and had all this artwork done and logos made. And just kind of in the summer when Jane and her were meeting and talking, and Jill Fagan, they just kind of gelled this up to start this movement. And I've been so impressed to see what she's been doing with her partners and what they've already done in California, and launching it here in Salt Lake or in Provo is a really neat thing. So I'm really proud of you, happy for you, et cetera. So that's Wednesday night, yes.
I was just gonna say, I thought it was really interesting because listening to our leaders, church leaders, there were more than one talk about the importance of women
Oh, yeah,
standing up.
I felt like that
speaking
was
out.
just like,
That's
personal private
Yeah,
interview.
I thought that was really, really interesting. I thought,
It was an
that's a fun
interesting
little
day.
sidelight for us.
And it kind of goes hand in hand as she started up the Strongbrook Women's Empowerment Network. And this is just beyond women of Strongbrook. This is for all women and their spouses to help support the good things that women do, not just in the country, but around the whole world. And it really is a neat thing. So I'm really excited about that on Wednesday night. Chris Crone's going to speak a little. I might get 3 or 4 minutes to speak a little myself if time permits, which I'm really excited about on Wednesday. Tomorrow is the Limitless Leap. It's the big Limitless Christmas Gala. Gala.
Gala.
Gala.
You almost
I
got
was
it.
close. Yeah, it took someone else to help me out. So that is at the convention center in Provo tomorrow. And they are, Strongbrook will be celebrating various people in the Limitless community, which have created these massive goals. They call it the Limitless Leap. And it's been a 30-day challenge that everyone is on. For me, that 30-day challenge was to run a half marathon or go 13.1 miles, whether it's running or walking, just nonstop. And I did do that the day before Thanksgiving, which was amazing. That was awesome. Yeah, it took me 18 hours. I'm just kidding. I didn't. But
You'll walk faster.
I did. It was awesome. The day before Christmas, I went on the day before Thanksgiving. I went on the Murdoch Canal Trail, that new asphalted paved trail through Utah Valley, and I went 6.5 miles one way, and I came back 6.5 miles in the snow and rain. The last 4 miles, all by myself. No one was there to see me cheat. I mean, to see me do this, and I did it. And she was sick that day at home, really sick. She would have been with me. But there's other people who've done some amazing things. One person's goal.
Actually, I was at a lunch.
Oh, nice. You actually were. Huh. No, one person's goal for their Limitless Leap. I won't say his / or her name. It was a he. Okay, now I won't say his name, but his initials. No, I'm just kidding. His goal was to be able to bend down and touch his forehead to his knees. That's his goal. And I'm super excited to see if he can do that, because he, like me, has a particular thing that's in the way of your forehead and your knees when you bend over. And it's called this thing. And so that is his goal. And I'm going to see if he can. Someone else's goal is to run 6 miles in 66 minutes. And someone else's goal is to things about their home or with their children, just various limitless leaps. And we're honoring those people, and we're going to hear about and celebrate their achievements.
My limitless leap is the day after, so I guess.
Yeah, and Jane's limitless leap was to hold and execute a
success.
successful Keys to the Queendom launch in Utah / Christmas party for everyone. So it really is kind of a neat thing. Did they answer the door? Were they?
They're still in
They're
the
still up there in their cave. So for today, I wanted to talk about the real estate stuff. But there's other of you here, and I don't know why we're all gathered. What were you here for?
Is this thing on or?
This thing is on.
Well, then, yeah, sometime I would share about when I did a 13 miles inadvertently.
You ran 13 miles?
Well, went on it. You run some, walk some.
Yeah,
run some.
exactly.
Did it in the morning, then that afternoon did a 5 mile. It's the farthest I've ever done in
Wow.
one day.
Wow.
When was this?
Oh, about 10 years ago.
That is
And
awesome.
I took up going on these things at the age of 56. I didn't know you could go on them without needing to run the whole thing.
Ah, there you
So
go.
you could go on them and at your own
That is right.
style.
Yeah.
I will say my last mile on my half marathon, I'm like, I've got to run the last mile. I'm so tired.
Oh,
And I ran it in 10 minutes. That last
wow.
mile. And I was so
Yeah.
happy. I really was happy with
Yeah.
myself. I couldn't even,
Yeah.
I was like,
There you go. Hey, you
So
need a
you-
whole
I'm glad to have you here.
Still in the cave.
So what I wanted to do today is I wanted to recap the Strongbrook real estate investing program, not just the, hey, we do real estate for people, facilitated real estate, but the other chunk that is now becoming available that we just had our intensive on over the last 3 days, and that is how we not only facilitate real estate, but we will teach you how to go out in the weeds and do real estate investing on your own if that's something you want to do, among other things. And I wanted to, I didn't really have time to prep Stephen Miller on this, so it's gonna be a bombshell.
Okay, good.
I don't know if there's price points associated with anything they announced over the weekend,
Not yet.
and if so, if you can share, not yet, okay.
Okay.
We'll work around it.
But I wanted to give, I have a few things I want to say about the real estate program, but first I'd rather turn some time over to Stephen Miller to just kind of give like a quick recap, what the company is doing, how it's better.
Yeah.
And what it means to you as one of the founders of the company,
Sure.
which I think is a lot of excitement. And just kind of turn some time to you to help answer questions and talk about the new real estate program.
Great.
Stephen Michael Miller.
Appreciate it. Very honest. So I'm, yeah, man, there's
There's a lot.
a lot happening.
there's a lot.
And,
Good.
you know, the great part about where we are right now is we've taken the last 9 months, 10, 11 months almost, and really, I feel like opened up a lot of doors. I'm not gonna sit here and say that we did it all the right way, but we have learned a lot. I do believe, like I said before, we've opened up a lot of doors, and now we're getting to the point where we can do things in a way where we will attract, I believe, the very most individuals to want to learn about who we are and what we do. To talk about the real estate for a second, you know, for the last 8.5, 9 years, we've really kind of blown the trumpet on how much we hate the education world. and maybe,
That's not what we're saying.
yeah,
Our words.
well, the reason for it is because the education world that we knew, really it wasn't getting people results, and that's the biggest part of it that we didn't like, and so I think we pushed really, really hard against it. And the truth is education can be very powerful. We've always thought that education is important. Just the system and the way that it was set up before, we just didn't like. And, you know, people would come in and they would spend, you know, $6,000 up to $60,000, $70,000 for education, and no one would do anything with it. And no one really had a clear path to know how to do anything with it. And so we pushed against it, and we pushed hard. You guys all know who we are, why we did, I think, a lot of that. But as we were looking at it recently, we kind of just sat down and said, okay, where are we right now? And let's stop pushing just for pushing's sake. Let's actually take a look at it. And is there something that we can do to bring more value to those people? Because the reality that we kept on saying were we still had a large portion of people that would go off and do these other programs, and they would still go off and spend, you know, the $5,000 to $60,000, whatever, on all these education programs, and they'd experience it, usually not have a great experience, and then still eventually come back to us, and we'd have to help them again, where now they've wasted, you know, money that they could have spent on buying a home or whatever else. And so really in our conversations we said, okay, how can we really, how can we still revolutionize the industry, but provide people with what it is they want? And one thing that we've learned in the last, you know, 8 years of marketing what we do is that oftentimes you want to give people what they need, but the reality is people don't want you to give them what they need. People want you to give them what they want. And the closer you can get to providing somebody with what it is that they truly want, while paving a proper pathway for them to be able to get what they need, the closer you're going to get to meet those needs and wants at the same time. And so for us, it was this whole line of thought has been a big part of our conversation of, okay, can we give people what they want and eventually get them to where they need to be, providing them really with things that they are not going to get anywhere else anyway. And rather than having someone go somewhere else to get that education, why don't we just provide phenomenal education and give them a stair step, give them a way to get to eventually the done for you? Because I truly believe still that nothing beats our done for you model. And I don't think I don't honestly know if anything ever will beat our done for you model. It's pretty phenomenal. But we were losing so many people through this concept of education and not providing that. So we decided we want to provide it. And so we're going to. And a number of different things. Over the last 8.5 years as a company, we have learned a lot, and we've actually done a lot of creative real estate as a company that we never wanted to open up to the public because we really never knew how. We were, for us, it was a little different. We had learned certain things and gotten ourselves into a certain position, and we were able to do certain things and really and for whatever reason, but in our minds, it never translated into being able to provide a system for other individuals. Well, now, as we've been talking, we're like, you know what, we've got certain funds in place. We've got, kind of private money, as it were, that if someone were to come to us with a really great deal, we could potentially fund that. So there's different things that we can do now that we've never done really in the past. And in addition, for some reason, has anyone actually ever attended our lease option live course that's here? Okay, Dan Wolf, you did. Okay, Carl, did you maybe?
It's been a while.
Our lease option live course is phenomenal. I've helped so many individuals do a creative form of real estate because lease options and sandwich leasing and different things like that are creative forms of real estate. We've helped so many people do that, and everyone that I've ever helped has had success utilizing our lease option live program because the reality is it's amazing. Our compassionate financing system we talk about in Straight Path to Real Estate Wealth, it works. It's phenomenal. We were talking about this at the intensive, and I was only able to give really a taste of what it is that we do there. But I've done somewhere in the realm of 70 or 75 lease options, and I've never not sold a lease option. It's there. The system really does work. The program truly is amazing. And I've been able to help a lot of people to do that. So we're adding that portion back into the creative side of what we do, and really with the focus of give people what they want and then lead them to what they need. And so that's what it is that we're going to be doing as a big part. We're moving forward like crazy in the PSA world. There are going to be some really positive additions that are going to be coming here very, very shortly. I believe that we've got a few calls coming up this week that will, I think, solidify a lot of that. I can't talk a lot about right now, but there are some really exciting things. Just really using what we've been doing over the last 8 years. And I don't think it's really adding anything new per se. It's just getting organized appropriately and making sure that we can then keep that in the best way possible. So that's exciting. What else did you say that I needed to cover?
Well, tomorrow we will start, won't we, with the realtors here?
Oh yeah, Steve Earle has all that information. I'm not sure all the dates on that.
Yeah, tomorrow.
But yeah, we're really opening up our local brokerage here in a really big way to do a whole lot more here locally, which I'm really excited about. So that's new. And then just to comment again on what we're doing now every single week. If you haven't had a chance to participate or bring people to it, every single week we're holding Strongbrook Live, and Strongbrook Live is primarily real estate focused. We definitely talk about the mindset, and we talk about the mentoring network just a little bit, and we give that out as a gift and different things like that. But really, the focus is on real estate, and then helping people in the creative aspect of real estate to understand how our affiliate program the IBD program can help them to build a creative real estate portfolio. So we've had a lot of great attendance, primarily online. We've got a lot of people that are tapping in from New York and Colorado and Florida and a number of different places, Hawaii, I know, and Washington State. And so it's really exciting to kind of get the field reinvigorated. But those meetings are happening weekly. So this week it is on Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So that's Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. If you're part of the Limitless crowd, your gala is on Tuesday, and so this is going to be on Wednesday.
But we have our,
That's
the
okay.
women
No.
so the men
So
can
sorry.
go there. The men can
That's
go
right.
there.
All the men
That's
come to
right.
Strongbrook Live. All the men
That's
are
right.
really keys of their own.
How do people, like, sort of viewers?
Say that again?
How do they register
Oh.
to see it?
Yes.
Thank you. So to register for Strongbrook Live, you can either just go onto your app, Live Events tab, it's right there, or you can go to strongbrook.com/events or strongbrookevents.com. It all goes to the same place. So
And it's
you'll-
held right here in
it'll all,
Norris.
it's Strongbrook Live. I'm always holding it here. We have, about capacity for 40 to 50 people here local if they want to come. I'm no offense to anyone here local. I'm doing this more for everyone else who isn't, but I'm also doing it for you. So I'm doing it for everybody. But I really wanted to create a system where we could start having those weekly meetings. And so for people that maybe were a little gun shy or they were scared to do their meetings on their own, or they weren't just ready, maybe they're just not ready for it yet, have something that they can then tap into. And like I said, whether you're in New York or in Hawaii or anywhere in between, you can now plug into the Strongbrook Live. It's an hour presentation roughly. And it's improving, I hope. I'm trying to improve it every single week and get even more and more clear for everyone on the messaging. But it's been great. We've had a lot of game plans are being submitted again, a lot. And so that's starting to come through. More and more PSAs are being sold now. And there's some exciting things coming that I wish I could talk about right now, but I can't yet.
Very close.
We're very close on. Very excited about, which is actually going to make, I think, even give people more incentive to work with us in a really, really big way. So,
Awesome.
anyway, yeah, question.
About the upgrading to the unlimited.
Oh, yeah.
You want to talk about that at all here?
The upgrading to the unlimited.
Well.
To the end of the month, the reduced price, the 20%.
Yes. Oh, did Chris talk about that?
And what the new unlimited is going to be and include.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So
Is
we
that
are.
something you can't talk about yet?
Yeah, not yet. So I will say this. I appreciate you bringing that up because I know that we've talked. We've
Talk about it.
a little has leaked and we've said a little bit. I will say this, that we are adding a new PSA. I'm not going to talk specific price points right now, except for that some prices are going to. Here's really what we've been trying to do is trying to find the right spot for people, right? What is, and I'm talking about just pure marketing right now. What is the sweet spot? What helps incentivize people to move and to not move, and what keeps them from moving? And so in that conversation, a few things have come about that we are trying to finalize right now over the next couple of days. You'll see a new PSA added to the mix, and some prices there will be a higher price point PSA, and there are also some shifts in the other direction. You'll see some prices moving downward a little bit. And so I'm really excited about that. But what that means is also for the rest of this month, we've got this promotion going on right now where our $16,000 PSA is $12,000. It's going to be $12,000. This is going to be literally the last time that'll ever be available like that. So if anyone that is interested, like I said, we'll get more information out. I just can't do it quite yet because we're still in some final conversation. But I'm really excited about it. We have discussed it with a couple of our leaders, and we're getting really good feedback on it so far. So I'm really positive about what it's going to mean for everybody. So, sorry that was extremely cryptic, and I'm speaking in hieroglyphics here, but I sort of have to right now. But I appreciate that, yeah. So anyway, for anyone that is interested in the unlimited PSA, this would be the right month to do so. It will never be as cheap as it is this month ever again. So,
Fabulous.
thank you. Any other questions?
All right.
Okay, thank you.
You're awesome.
Appreciate it.
Let's wait till that door shuts. Okay, now let me tell you.
I'll tell you the
I'm not
rest of
corporate,
the
I'll say
story.
whatever, but I've been in their building, so I better be careful.
Yeah.
I really am excited with what they're doing with this done for you real estate model, and let's give you education and you can go out and enter the weeds of real estate and do stuff on yourself, and a little bit of a hybrid. What if Strongbrook was able to open up windows of opportunity where we could go out in the weeds and find opportunity and bring them to the company and partner with the company on a found deal. That is really, really exciting, especially for those that live in Utah on the Wasatch Front where the company is. But even if you're outside of Utah in the markets where we have our boots on the ground in Memphis and Indianapolis and Orlando, or Phoenix or Vegas, within like a 60-mile metro area where we have boots on the ground, deals can be brought and partnered on to where we let them do the work and we can be a partner in the action with various degrees. With that being said, and with the knowledge and knowing that they're bringing out a model where we can learn strategies, whether it's lease optioning or wholesaling or fixing and flipping or rehabbing, even negotiating for real estate. What if there was just a platform that Strongbrook provided people to go learn that type of stuff? And what does that do for you if you're in the referral program and we refer people to the company that have an interest in learning how to get in the weeds for real estate, as well as the done for you? That is what's really exciting for me. The reason why, one major reason why, is how many people were here on the intensive over the weekend. There was about 50 people in this room and over 100 watching online. There might have been 200, I don't remember. But there was a lot of people participating in this 3-day real estate intensive. And they were given a lot of teasers on what's coming, right? On what they're creating. And a lot of it, they're still figuring out the best way to package and announce it. But I will tell you, as Jade and I have been kind of talking with them and getting the opportunity to brainstorm with them on that a little bit, with Mike Driggers as well, I'm really excited. And the reason for me is I remember I was doing real estate full time. That's what I did for a decade. And when I came to Strongbrook, I just found out, if I could refer someone to Strongbrook and they would do all the real estate for them, and I literally just referred them and didn't do anything for that person ever again. And the company would help them do real estate. And I could get like a $3,000 thank you check just for making an introduction. That was appealing to me 5 years ago when I met Strongbrook, and I was kind of collapsed into my own real estate world of my own real estate investing that I did before I knew Strongbrook. And I really turned my blinders off in 2012 and 13 and 14. And I stopped doing all real estate of my own. And I was just focused on helping people come to Strongbrook. And, that was smart. It made me income. It created 6 figures of income to us. More importantly, the people that we helped refer have bought over 500 homes in 5 years and 4 years. And that's a very powerful thing to think about. Well, now there's a whole new set of people that are interested in, I want to be taught how to do it, not just I want Strongbrook to do it for me. And if they still can pay out thank you checks like that, how many more people can we refer that can really get helped, that will put more referral thank you checks in our pocket while Strongbrook is allowed to go out there and help more people? And that to me is really exciting, to the point where, did you comment? To the point that knowing that people can get helped by getting educated and or having done for you real estate, so it's like a big win-win. And the vast majority of people that came to the 3-day intensive came because they heard that there was this new, we're going to teach you component. And already since the weekend, several have bought PSAs, their PSAs, their professional service agreement, for those watching online that may not know what the PSA stands for. But it's so empowering to know that a friend of mine who's in Texas, who had his parents come down here from Idaho, there was like 8 people here from Idaho over the weekend, that not all just because of me, but in fact, none of them because of me directly, but it's just neat to see people becoming engaged that want to learn more, and it really is exciting. And then the biggest thing, which is the icing on the top, is now I'm so stoked about real estate doing deals again, that I'm out there working with people to connect them to Strongbrook, helping people like you who are getting your people connected to Strongbrook, and also go out there and finding deals. I'm getting my license. I'm going to be a licensed agent, and I'm going to come here and be with Strongbrook with Steve Earle. And that's open to anyone who's interested in that, at least if you live in Utah, becoming an agent with Strongbrook for real estate. And I would encourage you to talk to Steve Earle, the CEO of Strongbrook, for any opportunity that might be of interest to you or someone you know. So with that, did you have a question or a comment?
Oh, just a comment. I'm just seeing that who could more powerfully give an education than Strongbrook? I have been to some of these others, like there's one on probate real estate,
Yeah.
and we know there are lots of them, but nobody could do a finer, more complete job than Strongbrook. So this certainly fills in another big piece of
Kind of exciting.
the offering, yeah.
Yeah. Imagine the power of, what if I find a deal and I just don't have the money to fund it, but I can maybe come to Strongbrook and they can fund it. Another thing to think about, what if I have a little money and I'm not interested in finding a deal, but I have a little money, and today to do a deal with Strongbrook, a done-for-you facilitated deal, live in the home, it's an investment property. It takes about $26,000 to $46,000 to fund a deal, right? Putting 20% down, closing costs, everything, rehab, done. Well, what if you have $10,000 and you can't do a deal with Strongbrook? What if you have $5,000? What if you have $1,000? And this is me speaking without permission, okay? But what if there was a way that Strongbrook could crowdfund opportunities for people using all of us who may put in a little and get a
That'd be cool,
piece
wouldn't it?
of real estate, and we don't have to do anything for it other than our money's in it, and there's some type of a fractional ownership. And when I say that, I'm not talking, this is me, I'm not Strongbrook, I'm not an attorney, so the word fractional ownership, I'm not saying that's what they're doing, because that's a legal word, but something to that nature. And it could be that, I'm not saying it isn't.
Yeah.
So that's what's exciting to me, because I know people, like there's school teachers that are, man, I can't do that, but I have $7,500.
Right.
So what if Strongbrook has these new PSAs, these new professional service agreements that include both the right to have facilitated real estate done for you and the right to attend their educational academies, for lack of a better word? What if the company put on events every quarter for 4 days, for 3 days, maybe a whole week, and you could come in and take classes on how to do specific strategies? What if they rated those classes with, this is a beginner's, this is an intermediary, this is an advanced? Or what if they said, well, before you take this class, we recommend this class, so you'll get a base of knowledge before they talk over your head on this class? What if you could get access to those type of quarterly and have an opportunity to do done for you real estate like they've always done? And what would that look like price point wise? And if we referred someone who purchased that professional service agreement, what does that look like commission wise? Thank you check wise. That's what they're putting together right now. This is why I can't sleep at night. I'm so excited. That for me is really the key. And if I was to look at my old mind when I was doing deals all the time, and I've taught a lot of, and I won't say classes, but I've mentored a lot, and I've taught my own version of Gary Norris real estate, okay? But people would come up to me and say, man, how do you know when you find, how do you know a deal's a deal? How do you find a good deal, not just a deal, but the deal of the decade? And I tell people, really, I see the deal of a decade on a weekly basis. The deal of a decade doesn't really mean anything if you know what you're looking for. And it's just like if you were to go out and buy a car, and you buy a new car and you realize only after you buy it that everyone else drives the same car that's the same color. We don't think about it until we bought it, and then we go, everyone does this. I didn't notice it before. Why didn't we notice it before? We just weren't in tune with it. We weren't aligned with it. It didn't matter to us. It's like going through the airport and your name is Jeff, and if you're walking through the airport and someone yells out, Gary, you're gonna just keep walking. But if you're walking through a crowded airport and someone yells out, Jeff, what are you gonna do?
Turn around.
You're gonna stop, you're gonna turn around, and you're gonna go, oh, that wasn't even meant for me, right? but you were in tune with the Jeff word, not the Gary word. The deal of the decade comes around once a week when you're just in tune with real estate strategy and you see opportunity. That's kind of what I mean. One thing that was kind of embarrassing when we were in Hawaii 2 weeks ago, or whenever it was right after Thanksgiving. I'm on the beach, standing right at the edge of the grass and the sand, and you're looking in the water, and there's this lady in her bathing suit waving at me. And I'm like, she's not waving at me, but she's continuing to wave at me. And I'm like, you're not anyone I recognize with our group of people that were at that traveled to Hawaii. And so I'm like, after like the fourth wave, I wave back, right? And then the guy passes me and goes out and hugs her in the water. I'm like, okay. So I guess I should have turned around and assumed there might have been someone behind me. Anyway, made me think of that, Jeff, at the airport. So that was really embarrassing because I'm like waving at this lady and she's like, oh, that was weird and you're a creeper.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, take an opportunity, a real estate deal. Take two different people, two people that have been educated, two people that have gone to all the same Strongbrook real estate classes, if there are some, two people that really have the same knowledge with everything they learned about real estate over the course of a year. And two people see one deal, but they don't see it at the same time. Person number one sees this opportunity. He's like, that home is a deal of the decade type of home. I know I can make $20,000 if I can put this deal together. I know what I need to do, but man, what if this happens? Or what if that goes wrong? What if something else goes wrong? Or what if I don't get the people together fast enough? What if the person who I think I could get the money to bring to the table ends up having something happen at the last moment? And all these scenarios of doubt start running through their head. And they just said, this is a deal, $20,000. And then they put their head down and they just walk away. The other person comes, same deal, same person's had all the same training and education, looks at the same deal and goes, I can make $20,000 with this. I know who to talk to. I know all these things. And they even can think of the same what ifs happen. But this person doesn't put their head down and walk away. This person does what?
Exactly.
This person just makes the decision to take the action to do it. That is the difference of successful real estate investing and unsuccessful real estate investing, is really the decision to move forward. And Chris Crone shared the first deal he ever did at the intensive and how he was able to do it. And that when he was 22 years old and he was driving home from school. I'm not sure where he was going. Maybe it was from school. And he just on a whim decided to take a different route. And on his whim, he just happened to notice a for sale by owner sign. And he's like, whoa, I don't have my real estate mentor. He had a couple mentors. They weren't with him. I don't have any of them with me to help me, but I need to get out and look at this deal. So he goes out and knocks on the door, and a grouchy lady answers the door. You guys hear the story? A grouchy lady answers, what do you want? He's like, and he's 22 years old, Chris Crone, fumbling for his words. He's like, I want to buy your house. And she's like, whatever she said is really grumpy. She's like, well, I want 110,000. And Chris is like, would you take 100? And she yelled at him. Didn't I just tell you I want 110,000? She's really crabby and crotchety. And he's like, can I look at your house? And she's like, whatever. And like lets him in. He looks around the house. And while he's looking at the house, he's like, this is opportunity, opportunity, opportunity. I can see how this would make opportunity. And he's scared. He doesn't know what to do. He's 22-year-old Chris Crone, no real estate experience yet. And he's done looking at the house. He says, I want to make you an offer to buy your house. And she's like, okay. So I'll give you 100,000. And she's like, are you dumb? I told you I want 110. And she was crotchety and rude to him. And he's like, okay, I'll buy it for 110. And he then called to get a contract going. He verbally got the deal done. She agreed to let him buy for 110. And then he went and got his mentor. And the mentor helped him get the deal done. Turns out the deal was a really good deal, even at 110. It was a $50,000 deal. But that was the difference. It was the difference of the 22-year-old version of someone else seeing the sign and not even going up to knock on the door. Or the 22-year-old version of a different person that goes up and they knock on the door. They even make mistakes along the way and they fumble, but they still went through the action. And that is what, if the company, if Strongbrook can help us learn how to have that type of a mindset, this is huge. The opportunity is enormous. Not just for us individually, but for people that we can help connect. Does that make sense? And that's why I'm super excited. I really
Lines for sale. Are we still trying to look at the word I want, protocol or whatever?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
2 or 3 bedrooms.
What are the criteria that
Yeah.
we're looking for?
Right, yes.
So this is really good because Tyler Bennett came in here and he spent quite a bit of time at the intensive talking to people about creative real estate and how the company wants to be able to partner with people that may find a deal and bring a deal. And we were talking afterwards out in the hall. And I said, Tyler, what are you going to do when you get hundreds of people that are just going to just say, that could be a deal, and send it in? Harry, I mean, the flow of that's going to be enormously draining. And you need to put some steps in place to not let anyone submit a potential deal unless they hit certain thresholds. My suggestion is no one should ever be able, and this is mean, this is not Strongbrook, but this is what I'm asking them to do and encouraging them that they should think about. No one should be able to submit a deal to partner with the Strongbrook unless they have paid for their education, taken the particular class or training that allows them to even be considered to partner or to bring a deal to them. And they have to successfully complete that. And then there needs to be some, what you say, critique laid out, parameters of what that means. And then there still needs to be another level of screening so they're not overwhelmed with, instead of hundreds, dozens of people that are trying to do the very same thing. And they're aware of that. And that's something that's why they're not sharing numbers and stuff right now. They're kind of putting that together. They're kind of put the cart before the horse, got us all excited. And now they're going to deliver, but they're delivering soon. You know, January's coming and they're making these announcements, and there's going to be quarterly, no, there should be quarterly, I don't know if they're going to call them academies with classes. So we can kind of come and maybe they'll take it on the road and they'll bring the academy to different places around the country, right? I don't know, and they'll live stream it so you don't have to come in person. Just kind of a neat opportunity. And there could be other educators, other people that are out there that aren't part of Strongbrook, that are just experts, and they come in and they teach. And that is what they're kind of putting together on top of the fact that you can bring deals and partner and do crowdfunding. It's like unbelievable. It's like really is really neat. Pinch me in my dreaming kind of stuff. So I'm really excited about it. And the information's coming fast and it'll be here soon. You know, December's half over. Christmas is here, around the corner is January. And a lot of neat things coming our way. And the opportunity is really good. They've got mentoring. They have done for you real estate. They have kind of do your own real estate and partnering real estate opportunities now. It really is a complete package that they've kind of put together, and the synergy is exciting. It's just all kind of bubbling up right now. And there were PSAs sold at a 3-day intensive this weekend. And there were upgrades of people taking advantage of the price decrease, the 20% discount right now. And for the PSAs, and you've already got PSAs of some sort, when they announce the education piece, just my favorite word will be grandfather.
Yes.
I think that there'll be an opportunity to be grandfathered in so we don't have to pay for the education piece. Maybe we just get access to it. So
That'd be sweet.
that is my suggestion, because I've paid, right?
Yes.
So I'm like, hey, Strongbrook, you really should grandfather all of us in that have already paid, and just do it. And I think we're going to find something like that will be helpful. And I will deny I said that, except now it's recorded.
Yeah.
And the audio is on. So I said it, but I'm not corporate, so I can say what I want. But that's kind of what I think. Any other?
Dream.
Yeah, I can dream out loud. Any other
We agree,
comments?
we do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any other questions?
Gary, I
comments?
just want to say real quick, I'm going to come up there because some of you weren't at the intensive, and it was really interesting in the middle of all that. You know how I do the registration and all that, so I've done that. But then I had my coach pulled me aside and,
Oh, this is awesome.
yeah, this is really
I'm gonna get out of the way. This is all you now.
Yes, this is really awesome. And so he pulled me aside and said, do you want to talk about some numbers about if you want to sell one of your properties in Vegas? Because it's been really weird because for the last couple of months it's been empty. And I've been really kind of frustrated. Why is that, I'm staying on top of the property management people. Why is that not getting rented? Well, maybe it's because it's supposed to be sold, because the numbers are unbelievable. We paid, I think, $113, and now they're saying like $199. That's a lot of money. And that's just exactly what they say can happen at Strongbrook. You buy one house, you sell it at the right time, and then you buy 2 houses, and those 2 will turn into 4. So that's exactly what we started the works to get it sold, which they've just taken the ball and they're running with it right now.
That is awesome.
So really excited about the possibilities. So for me, this year in Strongbrook has been a year of results, of hanging in there and listening to what they say and what they say can happen. And for me this year, it has happened.
Hey, don't go away. I'm gonna ask you a couple questions because this is kind of a neat, kind of a real live case study, right?
Yes, exactly.
So you bought a home. What market is it in?
Vegas.
It's in Las Vegas.
Mhm.
You paid $113,000 for it.
Right.
Do you mind sharing how much money you put in? Like, what was the out-of-pocket expense to buy this house?
Well, that's what I'm trying to remember.
Approximately.
Yeah, because I think it was
20,000,
around 30.
25,
I think it was
30,000?
more 30 by the time the closing costs and all the other things.
So let's just say the buy, the rehab, the closing cost, everything was
Yeah.
like 30,000.
Right,
That's what it took out of your pocket.
right,
Now you've owned it, and has there been cash flow coming each month?
every month.
Like about
So-
100 a month?
No, like
200?
230 or something.
So 230 a month coming in positive cash flow
Mhm.
for a year, 2 years, maybe
3.
3 years. So 3 years, $230 a month coming in, 30,000 out of pocket. Now instead of 113, it's maybe worth 199,
Yeah,
190.
somewhere around there, yeah.
What's the difference between 13 and 90? Is that like, I'll just call it,
86, something.
yeah, I'll
Yeah,
just go low and
that's-
say 75,000.
Yep.
$75,000 increase plus your 30,000 coming back. So now we're talking, she's gonna sell this home and get a check for $100,000. That makes sense? You get your 30 back and an additional 75-ish.
Plus 10,000 in rent.
Not to mention the $10,000 in rent you've had over 3 years.
Yep.
This is huge. So
It's huge.
you could take $100,000 and potentially do 2 to 3 homes in other markets that are currently operating more successfully than
Right,
Vegas. So
yes,
you're
'cause
exiting Vegas
yes, and
and
yes,
entering other markets.
yes.
And you did all that work yourself. You found the houses, you did everything. None of it.
They did it all for me.
That's right. That is awesome. So that's just like one piece of what Strongbrook has done on the We Do It For You. Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That is a really nice deal. Not to mention you received a $35,000
Yeah.
thank you check from them this year
Yeah.
because you referred people, and these people you referred have been buying homes, and the company gives you thank you checks when you refer people to buy homes. So I said that for the benefit of the video. So if you're watching this video and you're like, oh, what the heck are they talking about? Get with someone you know that knows Strongbrook. I don't care who it is. Find someone that knows about Strongbrook and tell that person, I want to know more about Strongbrook, and they can get you to connect up with them, because that is the power of what can happen when you're using the proper tools. And that's why I call myself a rebel entrepreneur. A rebel will not go out and create their own $50 million company like Strongbrook is. A real rebel will go find a way to tap into something that works
That's right.
and maximize their benefit and their system. And when we do this, we do it for like literally for free. You can tap into it for free, or you can pay $99 a month and get a few benefits, right? Tap into a free $50 million real estate machine.
Yep. That's what it is.
It's amazing.
And all the brains behind it. I love to
And
say
all the
that
brains
when I
that you're
paid for
renting.
my PSA, I paid for all of access to all of these people's
Yep.
knowledge that they've spent thousands and thousands of dollars.
Tens of thousands,
And we
hundreds of
get-
thousands.
Yeah, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and we get to rub shoulders with them, and we get to use that knowledge. They share it.
Okay, that was awesome. You guys are great. We are wrapped up and done. You guys have a good one.
Right.
Yep, we'll top report off. And